They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Hello and welcome to the Farmer's Kitchen. We're the farmers. This is our kitchen. This is not a set, and we're cooking dinner.
That's right.
Because Mrs. Farmer,
I'm starving.
as usual. Generally what happens when we eat dinner is if we're making Italian, what will I turn on?
Italian music,
If we're making Asian food,
Asian music,
if we're making Louisiana food,
Louisiana music. You like your music.
you can travel without going anywhere.
That's right.
The other night we were out, we were so hungry, and she picked a Thai spot.
That's right. I like Thai.
And so we went to a Thai restaurant. Now I'm telling you this because that's what we have laying out here tonight. This is the country kitchen. Country people in Thailand eat interesting food.
They do.
We tried to pick a dish when we were in there to kind of expand our taste.
You picked the dishes.
Now
You didn't tell
I've
me.
had this for years. This used to be my favorite dish in the Thai restaurant.
I trusted you to pick.
It was a drunken noodles. It's called pad ki mao. Ki mao means drunken. There's no alcohol in this dish. Back in the old days when people, they assumed, I guess, when they had too much to drink, but they would come home and try to eat something that would, lots of carbs,
Okay.
so they could not
So
have
that's
a
why
hangover.
it's drunken chicken. I get
Drunken
it.
chicken.
Okay.
So
drunken
this, I
chicken.
guess, was a popular dish for those who drank too much. So it's a spicy dish. And I got it spicy.
Yes, you did.
And when it came to the table, my eyebrows were on fire.
You pushed it over to me, and I didn't know what it was going to be like.
She does not like hot food, as you know
No.
that. Now this dish, I'm going to tell you right up front, if you're saying, it's hot dish, I don't want any part of this. You can make this with 0 heat.
That's right.
No Scoville heat units at all.
But you do need a pinch, I think, and I don't even like heat.
She's really shocked me because I felt like my mouth was on fire.
When we ate at the restaurant, I
Yes.
was putting my lips in my drink because they were so big.
And I'm pretty sure they use a bird's eye Thai chili.
It was hot.
It was really hot. And on the Scoville heat unit, you rate a pepper, how hot it is. For example, if you had this like a sweet pepper or a bell pepper, which we eat, there's 0 heat units.
You just eat those.
It's just sweet. When you bump up to, say, jalapeno, that's varied. It can be 2,500 to 8,000 plus.
Wow.
How many SHUs do you think there is in a Carolina Reaper?
I have no idea.
2 million.
Okay, you didn't
Scoville
buy those.
heat
That's
units.
not those, is it?
No.
Okay, good.
But the bird's eye peppers that they use sometimes in a Thai restaurant, generally they're 50,000 to 100,000. We picked out some peppers at an Asian market the other day. And if you have one in your area, go in and shop around and look for some stuff. Now, sometimes there's a little language barrier and it's tough to find. But the basil in this dish is what really makes this.
Oh, yes.
Now, you can use the Thai basil or the Thai holy basil. It's really pungent and peppery, and it has a flavor that's just unbelievable. If you don't have any of the Thai basil, you can use regular basil. If you don't want hot peppers, put some sweet peppers in. It doesn't have to be hot. It is so full of flavor, and the umami is off the charts.
I
And
actually loved it. I loved it.
It's
I'll
a
admit
good
it.
noodle dish. You got chicken, you got onions, you got basil. You can put some peanuts on the top, and we're gonna tell you how to make this right now before I talk too much. We're gonna turn this burner on and get a little heat going. Put a little oil in there. Okay, now I didn't think these peppers were that hot, but Nikki was cutting them up, and she told me they were plenty hot.
I couldn't breathe. If you breathe it, you got to stay back.
So we looked in the Asian market under Thai chilies, and this was what we had. And there's green chilies, and there's so many variations of Thai chilies, but these are pretty warm. So you talk about the seeds, and people say, oh, the seeds are hot. Well, the seeds can be hot, but only because they pick up that capsaicin, which makes them really hot.
I'm getting rid of them.
That's the heat, the capsaicin, which is along the ribs of that. So you're assuring me that these are hot peppers.
Oh yeah, come put your nose down here and take a big sniff. I'm staying back.
Now we're gonna cut these up in tiny little pieces. You don't wanna get a big piece of this. Now for color and taste, these are not hot peppers, these are sweet peppers. And that adds to me a little sweet taste and a little color, and it's just a beautiful dish. Let's put the hot peppers and the garlic in. We're gonna pop that in. All right, now we're doing this in real time. This is not a dish that takes a very long time to make, and it's so good, so delicious.
It smells good.
Oh, doesn't it though? Now the next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna cut some thin rings on a yellow sweet onion. All right, and I'm gonna take some rice noodles. For this particular dish, you want a little wider noodle. We're gonna toss our onions in there, and that's probably what, a half of a,
an
small onion. Oh, she could smell this kitchen. You would think that the Scoville heat units, you would think that maybe the person who came up with that would be a chef. Wilbur Scoville was a pharmacist, and he came up with this over 100 years ago, 1912. And I guess he was using peppers in some of his creams, and he had to determine, the rate of heat and how much each pepper had. And so come to find out, we have the Scoville heat units. So we're taking some chicken thighs, and you could use, if you wanted to, you could use breast or whatever you like. And we're cutting them up into bite-sized pieces. But the star of the show, that Thai basil, is just beautiful, wonderful stuff. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit.
And some regular supermarkets carry it. Once in a while, you can get lucky.
But again, you can use regular basil, if that's the only thing you can find. Let's go ahead and put that chicken in here. Let's see where we're at.
Do it all.
Use it all?
Yeah, let's have it, all of it. Don't waste it.
All right, now, when you talk about your base flavors in this dish, we're coming in with, I think, one of the most important ingredients, and that's fish sauce. 2 teaspoons of fish sauce. Now we're gonna put this in there, and when the skillet's a little hotter, and let that cook up with that chicken and onions and garlic. And now let me tell you about fish sauce. It's made out of fermented fish.
It doesn't smell real good.
So keep this in mind. And you know, Worcestershire sauce is fermented fish and tamarind. And that was an accident that they discovered years and years ago.
And you notice I didn't have it out for you. I kept it. I didn't put it
It's
out in a
not
dish.
something you want to leave open. But if you go to a lot of legit restaurants, some people have it on the table and use it as is. It really adds a deep base flavor, but you don't want to spill it on your hands or spill it on the counter because your kitchen will smell funny. So the umami thing that you experience is a deep, almost unexplainable taste that, just usually it's a very savory thing with meats and so on and so forth. And can you say umami?
Umami. This smells amazing.
Oh.
Isn't that amazing? I'm trying to get every bit of it we can.
So if you can, if you're traveling to the big city and you can find you some Thai basil, the flavor profile is just, it adds so much to this. Yeah. Now what's coming next is the sauce. So now we're going to take 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of oyster sauce. You can buy that at any store in the Asian section. You've got to have oyster sauce, just like you got to have fish sauce. I like just a little bit of molasses to just add on a deep, rich flavor. I'm going to use some brown sugar. I'm going to use a tablespoon of brown sugar.
I'll be your mixer.
And a little bit of rice wine vinegar.
Oh, that smells good too.
That is beautiful, wonderful stuff. Got our little cast iron wok going here. It's just sizzling along.
Smells amazing.
Oh,
You didn't even put the sauce
remember Sammy when he went?
He always did that.
All right, let's dump noodles.
Noodles first?
Yep.
And I've drained them for you.
Sauce, green onions, and sweet peppers. You don't want to overdo those noodles. You just really don't. If you're gonna fry those noodles like this in a sauce, soak them a little bit in warm water. You don't need to boil them, because if you boil them, if you overdo them, they'll fall apart. Now look how they're loosening up, soaking that up. Oh my!
I like your red peppers in there too. I like the color.
I just so wish everyone could smell this. All right, so
Ready?
now let's wilt. Let's take our beautiful, wonderful basil.
Want to use it all? Makes it pretty.
Noodles are perfect now. to finish.
Yummy.
Those peanuts, cashews. Look at that beautiful, beautiful dish. And if you wanted to, Nikki, you could bite right into
Why
that.
don't you have a bite of those?
You could bite. You could eat 2 or 3 of them.
Good idea.
That's almost too pretty to eat.
That's a little hotter than you made earlier. It's good, Beth.
The flavors that are here. If you don't like hot stuff at all, it doesn't have to be hot. You can put a sweet pepper in there, no peppers at all. But when you have those heavenly Thai peppers in there, those green chili peppers.
It's hot, but it's like you want to eat more. There's something about it. It's like you got to have more of it.
It's not the kind of heat that makes you shut down.
No.
You feel maybe feel a little bit of sweat here, but look at that beautiful
Delicious.
plate, that wonderful food. I think we should probably turn the cameras off and eat this because I don't want you to starve to death.
And I need a glass of water to go with this.
Okay, let's eat this and we'll be back in a minute with a fun dessert. For dessert, we asked them what they had because we wanted something to cool down a little bit. And they said, well, try these. And it was basically a banana fritter. Now, that's a very popular Thai dish. So easy, so we're going to make our version of that tonight. And this is not necessarily a Thai food thing. You can do this. It's not a real super sweet dessert, but it's kind of a doughy, donutty,
Like a
wonderful little thing.
donut with bananas in
So let's
it.
show them how we do that.
All right. So I've got a half cup of flour here. And right
Just
here.
all-purpose flour.
Yes, all-purpose flour.
Okay.
And I've got a tablespoon and a half of sugar. Put that together. All right, and then I have half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt I've mixed together here.
Righty
That's
then.
our fry. And I'm also going to add for flavor a little bit of nutmeg. What do you think?
We can taste nutmeg in that.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure that's just a dash, right?
Yeah, just a little bit. Give it some flavor. And I like cinnamon too.
Gotta have some cinnamon.
Gotta have some cinnamon. So that's our dry. Now, you know how you have bananas laying around? See how these are getting a little brown? When you usually do banana bread, we're going to do banana fritters instead.
And this is really, oh, well, you'll see here in a minute.
Delicious.
This is one of my favorite things. Sometimes I don't like stuff that's real sweet, unless it's oatmeal cookies, or chocolate cake, or apple pie, or pecan
That's true.
pie.
You got a problem with that. All right.
Especially oatmeal cookies.
What'd I
Those
do?
are really sweet.
They're sweet.
I just lied. I'm sorry.
Okay, 1 banana. We're just gonna make a single recipe of this. And you know, as you kind of smash these up, they get kind of juicier and juicier.
A beautiful bunch of ripe bananas.
That's right.
And this is a tasty little treat.
Yes, it
it's
is.
just a tasty little treat.
Now, while I'm mixing this, I'm gonna take one of our chicken eggs. Let's add that.
So that's, right now, that's just banana and egg.
Banana and 1 egg. I have a tablespoon of cream. It could be half and half milk. And also a tablespoon of butter that I've melted if you want to dump that in
pour
here.
that in?
Yeah,
Gotta have your butter.
gotta have butter. I still got a couple chunks in here, but I think we're okay with that. Now we're gonna add
The dry stuff.
our dry stuff. I'm just gonna pour it all in.
Do you need a whisk? Or are you good to go?
I think the fork will be okay. What do you think?
One more thing.
That was your idea too. This is a
Kelly
great
reminded
idea.
us to put that in there.
Gotta have some, just for fun, coconut.
Was that a tablespoon?
Probably, maybe a couple. That makes it better.
And you notice she didn't put 2 cups of sugar in there.
No, not much sugar. The banana's so sweet. That makes it delicious. All right, smell that. Oh, yum.
You know what it smells like? It smells like banana ice cream.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
So that's ready. So all you
It's
do
ready.
is plop it in there.
You let me know when the oil's
Let me
good.
see. We shimmery? I think we can go.
Shimmery.
I think we can go.
All right, you can make these as big as you want. Let's do, what do you think, like an oval size like that? There you go.
So now you'll notice that because she put her baking powder and soda in there, they're rising. And again, we don't have a real high heat on this. These are going to brown nice and easy. They brought us sweet chili sauce to dip these in. I thought, I don't know about that. And then I dipped it in, the sweet chili sauce.
You liked it, didn't you?
And I was like, I'm so happy.
I kind of like powdered sugar.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of like a donut.
And again, just enough oil to float them. Oh, would you
Yummy.
look? Would you look? That's exactly what they look like. the
They're
restaurant.
perfect.
You can make these as thin or as thick as you like, but they really do have a donutty kind of flavor
They do.
going on. Again, we don't have our oil at 400 degrees.
Right.
We're probably in the, if I had to guess, the 275 zone.
Those look perfect. They look like they've risen up like a little donut.
You can see when they get brown on the bottom.
Yeah.
When they get brown on the bottom, you know they're done. All right, do you want some chili sauce on yours?
I don't. You probably do, don't
Look
you?
at that. Oh, they're still hot.
Too hot to touch.
I really like that chili sauce on there.
I'm just gonna eat it like a donut.
Sweet chili sauce.
Look at the middle of that. It's like a piece of fried banana bread, isn't it?
I think it's better.
It's like a donut too, yeah. It's really good.
I really do like that sweet chili sauce on there.
You know what I like about this? It's not too sweet. It's just, there's not much sugar. It's the banana flavor, isn't it? Makes it
So
really
we should
good.
make more?
We should, because there's not much sugar in it and it's all fruit.
Oh.
It's fruit.
And we don't have to worry about double dipping because she's not doing that.
Oh wow, delicious. I like the coconut too.
Got a little crunch on the outside.
That's perfect.
That's hard to beat.
I'm gonna finish making all these and we'll put them
That's-
for morning, for breakfast. What do you think?
Do you know what? You could take that, you could dip that in an egg and make you a French toast out of it. That would be out
idea.
of this world. Think about that.
Some more butter
Make
and
them just a
syrup.
little bit bigger.
I like that.
That's how food ideas are born. Think about that. Roll it in an egg.
Oh, that would be real. I'm gonna do
That's
that tomorrow.
the bread. I mean, make them a little bigger.
All right, so I'm gonna make some tonight. You'll do that for breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds
Woo. Know what we're having for breakfast? So, you know, food is a journey. Anything that you can get out there in the world, you can do in your own kitchen.
That's right.
So what's a food that you think about and think, okay, you can only go this place and get this, but we did it in our own home years and years and years ago.
I know what you're saying, and we made a million of them.
What's that?
Egg rolls.
Egg rolls. Very simple. You can buy egg roll wrappers anywhere,
Right,
at any
right.
major store. If you have an Asian market near you, visit it.
Yeah.
So many fun things, so many fun smells and tastes and fruits and textures. So here's a quick look at how to do egg rolls in your own home. Just as good as takeout. So let's talk about egg rolls. You think that egg rolls are Chinese food.
Right.
Now they are, but if you really look at the origin of the egg roll, you know, the spring roll goes back forever. The egg roll, if you really look it up, there were two men who had Chinese restaurants, two Chinese fellas,
Okay.
had Chinese restaurants. Back in the 20s and 30s was the first accounts of these things out on the West Coast. Now, Chinese American restaurants, there's so much of this food that has been really tailored for Americans.
Right.
Here's our deep fried spring roll, kind of, sort of. You take cabbage, you take pork, maybe some shrimp, some seasonings, and you can make an egg roll fairly simply.
Delicious too.
You can go to the store and get you some wrappers. There's nothing to that. So now that we know the origins of egg roll, let's just make one.
Okay.
So first thing we got to do is let's get our pork going. And we very simply take about a pound of pork. So the way we did this the other day is we took our pork, and we're going to take a little fresh ginger, and we're just going to grate a little bit of fresh ginger in it, and some fresh garlic. We're just going to press some garlic into that, probably 2 cloves. So just a little bit of fresh ginger. Now what is the country kitchen doing serving Chinese food?
Eating what we like.
It's not as hard as it looks. I'll tell you what, you can do so much with a little ginger, a little garlic. There's so many things that you can do in your own kitchen. Now let's look back at the Asian recipes we're done while you're doing this. We have done, gosh, shrimp with pea pods. We've done beef and broccoli. We've done bourbon chicken, pad thai, hot and sour soup, crab rangoon. It's easily done. And sometimes you just have a taste for that. Sometimes that's what you want. And we're going to show you tonight that it's not that hard to do that.
It isn't. There you go. Is
A little garlic press, I find these to be absolutely wonderful.
that enough garlic for you?
Yeah, that's
All right.
plenty. Put a little salt, a little pepper, a little bit of soy sauce, just a little bit. That's just for seasoning, and a little bit of sesame oil. It's a
Yummy.
nice flavor.
Mix it up like a meatloaf. That smells good.
Does smell good. In a minute, I'm going to give you a list of ingredients that I keep around the house that just about any time we want, we can pull something out of the refrigerator, some kind of meat, and turn it into a nice Chinese meal.
Yes.
I always have some sweet chili sauce, some rice vinegar or rice wine vinegar, obviously some soy sauce, some chili garlic sauce, apricot preserves, peanut butter, sriracha, sesame seed, ginger, brown sugar, cornstarch, peanut sauce, and some sesame oil. With these things and maybe some honey, garlic, you can come up with so many recipes that taste so good. So if you notice, we got a lot of cast iron out. We got a wok here, wok there, skillet here. That's a cast iron kind of night, is it
Yes,
not?
it is.
So we're going to put our pork over here, which smells really good, by the way.
Tastes good
The
too.
garlic and the ginger,
Tastes
a
delicious.
little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of soy. We're heating up our oil over here. I like peanut oil when we're cooking this type of food. So we're going to let that cool for just a minute, then we're going to combine that with our coleslaw mix. And then we're going to pop it in our oil, and you're going to see something special. Now explain to us, if you will, what you do. You have a little dish here. What's that dish for?
I do. I have a little dish right here and it's half flour. I have a tablespoon of flour, tablespoon of water, equal parts. And that's going to kind of be our paste as we do the egg
your
roll.
glue.
It's my glue, yeah. My glue for the
It
egg roll.
seals that egg roll shut. I'm watching my oil, and I don't want to get that above 350. A lot of people say 375. I usually keep it below 350. If I keep it around the 345 mark, so that's where I like it. So let's go ahead and start putting these together. I'm going to put a couple shrimp in here as well, just for a little extra protein. Now, shrimp don't have to be cooked a whole lot. Most people overcook shrimp. The way we're doing this, it'll be just fine, just enough cooking to get them nice and pink. And it's fresh shrimp, you just can't beat it. Now, it depends on how many people you have, how many egg rolls you're going to make.
It's going to make a lot of egg rolls.
We probably won't make all of these, but that's probably 6 cups
You know, I can put
of
this in the
cabbage,
fridge.
of grated cabbage. Yeah,
I did that before.
yeah, you can put this in the refrigerator.
And just make them all week long.
See where we are. We're getting there temperature-wise. So when I was frying that pork up, you'll notice that I cut it up into smaller pieces. You don't want great big hunks in there. All right, where do we go from here?
All right, ice cream scoop, because it gets you the perfect amount.
Gotcha. Same standardized
Yes.
amount every
So
time.
it kind of gets you the same perfect amount. We're going to start with the corners. I'm going to flip it over. Fold, fold. There we go. And I'm going to use my glue. I'm going to use my flour and water for my glue here. There's one. Ready?
Yep. And there's a beautiful,
Those do look good.
homemade, fresh egg roll. Crisp, tasty. Get your little duck sauce.
There's 4 more.
I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but these egg rolls look quite beautiful.
I'm excited.
And they taste
Delish.
delicious. These are all the freshest of ingredients.
Do we have enough for just the 2 of us, or should we share with Kelly?
Maybe Kelly will get one.
And you know, we got that huge bowl left that I can put in the fridge, and we can make more tonight, tomorrow, right? We'll just keep making egg rolls.
So we're gonna set these out on a plate and let them cool. And then we're gonna try one. We had some friends over the other night. And I made some really good soup. But you know what happened?
Camille ate all the egg rolls.
We ate all the egg rolls.
Everybody was full. I think you made 20 egg rolls though, so we were
did,
we were
because
done.
they're so good. Once
Yeah,
you
they
get
are.
started, it's hard to stop. Now, typically these are supposed to be an appetizer,
That's right.
but when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
They usually give you just one each. So how many we got here?
but you know what? It's kind of a guilty pleasure. You know you can eat as many as you want.
I'm
Usually
excited.
you just get one. Let's see if they're cool.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
try. Go ahead.
I'm excited.
No double dipping.
Wow. I got some shrimp.
That is as good as any egg roll I've gotten anywhere.
It's really good. Better.
I know where everything came from.
That's really good.
So that's absolutely wonderful.
Oh,
I mean, I could seriously eat several of those.
that's dinner right
And
there.
I might. Now, duck sauce, you can make your own. You can make just apricot jam and some vinegar.
Right.
And mix it up, and you got yourself something good. If you want a little heat in it, you can put some red pepper flakes.
These are delicious. We should probably save Kelly 1 or 2.
Let's go. Kelly have a half of one.
All right. Sounds
All right.
good.
There's one thing we can do to help the world. We can be kind to one another.
That's right.
There's nothing more important than that. It's contagious. And if you're out there talking amongst yourselves and you're running down the road in your jogging suit,
I do that every morning.
picking up roadkill,
That's right.
and somebody pulls up and says, Mrs. Farmer, how in the world did you make that particular recipe? And you'd say,
TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com.
there's a lot of recipes on
There
there.
are.
Also, if you'd like to talk with us, and we talk to a lot of folks on our various Facebook pages, Very difficult to get on.
It is.
How do you do that?
You hit like.
That's all there is to it. And remember, now that our half hour's up, it's all about
Good times
good friends.
and really good eats.
We'll see you next week. Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
That's for Kelly. You can't have it.
Oh, yeah. We have been catering for a lot of years, and I wanted everything to have a specific taste. Therefore, I had to come up with my own products.
Right.
A dry rub, chow chow, and our barbecue sauce are something that we use in all our catering gigs. I developed this barbecue sauce that is not the really thick, syrupy stuff that you get. This has more of a natural, it's got some pepper and onion flavor, and you can actually see the particulates in there. You know, a lot of people are asking what we use our dry rub on. Now, obviously, pork and chicken are two of the more common things. Also, we've been using on our corn on the cob with butter.
That is.
I'm telling you, this
It's
stuff
wonderful.
with potatoes is fantastic. So 40 years in the making, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Dry Rub.
Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen is brought to you by Emerson Farms Country Store. Something for every member of the family. Ephraim McDowell Medical Center in Danville, Kentucky. Gulf Coast Connection. Seafood straight from the Gulf to you. The Spine Center of Central Kentucky. Wilderness Road Hospitality, Stanford, Kentucky. Visit Frankfort, Kentucky's spirited capital city.